words everywhere, a world filled with words. To communicate, to survive, we must know how to read.
Pit. Cot.
Cot.
Nap.
Nap.
Top.
Top. Oh, there's that word again.
No.
Not.
Not.
Not. That's right.
Pet.
Pet.
No.
App. App.
Pet.
App.
Pet.
Tap. That's right.
Over 1 million American adults, many living in rural regions of the country, cannot read the simplest words. Their lives are crippled. Some of them struggle to learn against tremendous odds. Shopping for groceries is a simple chore for most people. For a person who can't read, it can be a nightmare because the printed word is meaningless.
But now it makes you feel mighty bad. And you'll wonder, and you'll look, and you'll think, well, I don't really belong. You want to just start running, but you can't. I would give anything if I could just read and write. If I just got that much, it would mean the world to me. I reckon because I'd like to get out and mix with things. I'd like to go in different places and work like a restaurant. But I know I can't. It's because I can't read and write, other than just to go help in the house and clean. That's all I know, I reckon. Johnny's been having a little trouble at school when he brought lessons in, and I couldn't help him. And he couldn't understand why I couldn't. And then he'd hurt Johnny there for a while. Well, now, a few words I knew, but he got so he had a little problem in reading and spelling because he hadn't had no help with it. Now, when he brings his work home, I can't help the child with it. Well, you take a child like Johnny, they can help you in many ways. I didn't realize he could, really, till I got the books and he helped me with them. Now, Johnny, you'll help me a little bit here on this. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's into
Pen. Pan.
how you spell?
P-A-N. Pan.
They spell pen.
P-A-N.
They spell pen.
P-A-N.
Okay.
But anyhow, I was born in a two-room shack. If you had to walk about 2 miles after you parked the car, just a little branch road. We was the only house up there. It's in the holler. But it's right pretty after you get to it. When we was home, we didn't even have no TV and no electric, no nothing like that. Yeah, they were a school, but it's about 4 miles if you walk to it. It was just 2 rooms. I went a few days there, but not very much. I reckon Mother and them, they didn't understand. And Dad never did see it. We had things to go to school. He never see it. We had shoes or nothing. So we didn't get to. But I guess you have to accept it as it goes. But it hurts at times. It hurts so bad you don't know where to turn or what to do.
We have 50 million children in school, but 15 million of them, from every economic level, cannot read well enough to make full progress with their studies.
Most of the things pictured on this page have names with the I sound. How many can you find?
Pig. Pin. Fan.
What sound do you hear in the middle there? Good. Listen again. Fan.
N.
Fan. Let's play that one.
Fan has A, not I. Don't circle the fan.
Now let's tell me what sound is in the middle of fan. Fan.
Even college students have reading problems. A third or more freshmen in many colleges need reading help before they can move ahead properly with their education. Today's poor reader may be tomorrow's dropout with no place to go. 5 million young people in this country are unable to read well enough to hold most kinds of jobs.
Show me where you are.
Nearly half the high school students in many big cities across America have severe reading problems.
Page. That shows where you are. All right, okay. All right, then will you please open your book to that page?
When Pam and her mother go to do the making
What is that word? Yes. All right, now let's take off the N.
Mike
Now, M-A-R. What is C-A-R?
car
And what would M-A-R be?
mar
Mar. Now add the K.
marketing
Marketing. That's fine. Go ahead.
Mrs. Wiggins takes a shopping list with her.
Martin Luther King Jr. Was a fighter. He fought people who used guns. And what's that D? Something. But he did not use guns. He used words and ideas. That's not it. I can't get this word.
One of the main reasons many Spanish-speaking Americans are held back economically is their limited ability to read or write. 25 million workers in this country, most of them native-born Americans, have a similar problem. Poor reading ability limits their horizons.
Aquí está otro papelito. Dele. Para que se ponga abusado. Tenga, señora. Otro papelito. Guárdelos.
In the farm country of the Southwest and Far West, recruiters encourage laborers whose work begins at dawn to go to night classes in nearby towns.
Miren, está bueno que van a la escuela. Aquí en Meca hay una escuela, en Terman hay otra, en Indio hay otra. Sí, hablar inglés para ciudadanía. Toma otro, guárdalo ahí.
Brother. Hermano. Hermano. Fork. Tenedor.
Determined to lift themselves up, they go to the night classes.
¿Cómo se dice pelo? Hair. Comb. What do you use a comb for? To comb your hair. To comb your hair. Okay. I use my comb to comb my hair. Okay, repiten más palabras conmigo, ¿ok? Hay uno, cuando es juego, game. Pero que se oiga para que sepan que estamos aquí. Game. Ok, porque si me van a decir game, no. Yo creo que recio para que lo practiquen, ¿ok? Vamos a ver otro aquí. Campana. Bell. ¿Cómo se dice el libro? Book.
Hay otra palabra parecida a X, como
¿Cuál?
legs, como legs.
Pierna es leg.
Leg.
Leg. Ok, quiero que todos lo escriban. Write this sentence on your paper. Escriban esta frase en su papel.
How do you stimulate a child to read who comes from a home without reading, where learning may seem secondary to surviving in a slum? One way is by starting children with what they know best, their own neighborhoods. Some teachers find that lending children cameras to take pictures focuses attention on their surroundings and raises the children's interest in reading and writing because they want to communicate their own experiences and ideas. The discussion begins in the classroom after the children's pictures are developed.
And I'm going to give you each one to look at. I want you to look at them and tell me something about your picture. Derek, would you tell us what's in your picture, please?
A junkyard with pollution in it and two buildings next to it.
All right, you used a big word, Derek. You used pollution. What does the word pollution mean?
A lot of dirt.
What are some things that cause pollution?
Garbage truck.
Do they cause pollution? What do the garbage trucks try to do? James?
Clean it up.
Now, I want you to think of ways in which we, you and I, can help make Bedford-Stuyvesant a nicer place to live in. What are some things we can do?
We could sweep in the house and get the dirt off the floor. When I grow up, I could be a sanitation man.
All right, good. I would like you to take out your camera books and open to the next page. And the title of our story is going to be How We Can Make Bedford-Stuyvesant a Better Place.
If I were a grown-up person, I would do all I could to stop pollution. If I threw things around, I would remember to pick it up right away. Now that I am a child, I would take a shovel and pick it up.
The only way to get to the remote corner of the Grand Canyon in Arizona, where the Havasupai Indians live, is by trail or by helicopter. Children in the Havasupai Indian village are being taught the beginnings of reading with another picture-taking program. Like the city children, stimulating interest in reading starts with awareness of what is virtually in their own backyards. The photos these preschoolers make become the basis of a learning game that helps them associate their surroundings with the printed word.
All right, what is this we took a picture of today? What do you call it?
Waterfall.
What do you call it, Davis? It's called...
Waterfall.
Okay, you make it say waterfall. Say waterfall.
Waterfall. Mama, man.
Okay, now let the handle go and we can hear Davis say it.
Waterfall.
Okay. You know what that is? Huh? Okay, everybody say helicopter.
Helicopter.
Some city children learn to read with the help of computers. The voice on the machine and the lessons are geared to each child's individual progress.
Beautiful. Type study. Type across.
Play a trick on me.
Type A. Type N. Type E. Fabulous. Type N. Terrific. Type O. Beautiful. Type H. Okay. Type M. Goodbye.
If there's a line over it, what would it be? Good. Come on, let me hear you. Is your tongue tickling? Then you're doing it right. Let's go.
A good teacher can inspire the joy of reading in a child. Good teachers must be trained to understand the keys that open a child's mind to reading.
Morning. I'd like you to project not only into your situation that you'll be going into, but also into any kind of classroom situation where the children are reading or you're reading to them. What are your reactions now about, let's say, the idea that there are factual kinds of questions and factual kind of responses? What about the interpretive? What about the applicative?
How do you do that if you're just starting a new class and you don't know what the kids have, for their experience? Well, what do? Do you ask them to give you stories? But what do you do when you're just starting your first day of class?
Do you suppose you'll have all the answers after the first day of class?
Classroom practice is part of the training of a future reading teacher.
Nora? Oh, do you remember the one we wrote last week? All right, let's have a turn.
I can take a dog to my house. He went in and saw everything but a cat. The cat saw the dog and the dog saw the cat. Because they were friendly animals.
Very nice. And who's who in the picture?
Huh?
Tell us about your picture.
That's the house, and that's the dog, and that's that cat, and that's that little girl.
Very nice. We put all your nonsense poetry.
The television camera makes a videotape of the practice session so that the student teacher can go over it and learn from it with her own instructor.
All right, let's use yours first. And what is your word?
How?
How? A new word, didn't you?
What? Hello? No,
Take the B
well,
away,
I
and what is
say
it?
something bad, too. I got it. Baby.
Is that one of your words?
Few schools can provide individual reading instruction for each child. And only close individual attention seems to help lead many children with reading problems out of a downhill spiral of frustration and failure.
After we went down to have lunch and coffee,
I would expect to find some palm trees, lions and tigers, and a map inside a bottle for a buried treasure. You will never guess what it was. It was an inflatable boat, and it floated away.
Okay, good. Let's read our new words for today.
Buried and secret.
That's secrecy. Secrecy. Let's pull the word out.
Secrecy. Secrecy.
Say it once.
Secrecy. Secrecy.
Good.
Because so few schools can provide individual attention by professional teachers, thousands of children with reading problems are helped by volunteers. One volunteer to a child or two. Almost anyone with reading skills can help eliminate illiteracy. Retired businessmen, college students, housewives.
What about this? Is that?
The cops. Oh,
Right
no.
now. If you didn't want to use that, what is that?
A rock.
Oh,
I'm with it.
yeah, right.
I bet you're going to beat me.
You're going to have to do something here because you don't have any vowels.
Yes, she is green. Yes, you know what a dock is?
Yes, this is animal. Animal.
No. That's a duck you're talking about.
You're next. Now use your letters and try and use this A as an last letter or the G, something.
And a G. N-A.
Ending in a G. If you got something ending in a G, you got a very good word ending in a G. That's it. Right, that's very good. Tag. Very good. Now it's my turn, right?
You're in last place.
I'm in last place. Well, you fellas are too good for me. I can't help it. Too fast for me.
We're getting old now. We're in the young generation.
You're in the younger generation. That's right. I'm an old man.
I'm Nancy Hughes, and I'm a stewardess. There are a group of us who have tried to put together a volunteer program where we're very interested in going into the community and back into schools and perhaps sharing some of the real wealth that we enjoy while flying. When I was in school, learning history lessons and reading about different countries or reading about different eras, that it was all very well and good and it made some sense. Well, then I became a stewardess, and I started to fly to some of the countries that I had been reading about in school. And I found that a lot of the words that I was reading weren't as alive as they should have been. The reason I bring costumes or some of the customs of a country to a group of children is that it's one way of beginning to make words alive for them. When they're studying the country in class, the idea that they know what it feels like to be in a sari, that there's a beautiful flowing motion with a sari. This might give them a chance to better relate to what they're reading about in India, a better understanding of why India might be in some ways different from the United States. The whole basic concept behind it is to perhaps try to make a little bit more special for a group of city children what they're learning, to stimulate them a great deal in terms of really wanting to learn or wanting to read or wanting to explore not only themselves, but their community and the world around them.
Miss Brown said, Here is my father.
The dog nozzled close to Days and playful licked his face. Licked his face.
And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say as she puffed steadily down the mountain,
I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could.
Parents are the first and best teachers of their own children. Learning to read begins at home and begins early. Families can help children learn to read almost anywhere, even while walking down a neighborhood street.
Can you read me that sign up there?
Sail now.
What does that last word say?
Drastic.
Drastically? What's the next word after that?
Reduce.
you tell me what that sign says right there?
That's easy. It's the Pacific West.
Do you think you can read this one right here?
Yeah. Peking Bazaar Company, importers of Chinese fine arts, wholesale and retail.
Very good.
Those of us who read usually take it for granted. We forget how much of everything we do every day depends upon our ability to read. We forget that the more we read, the more we questioned, and the more we wanted to read to find the answers and to find new questions. We forget how the joy of reading has filled our lives with adventure, imagination, and how reading helped open the whole world for us. All over the United States, thousands of people are being helped. But millions more need help. Help from teachers, volunteers, parents, community leaders. We are all responsible for making the right to read a reality. By working together, we can guarantee the right and the joy of reading for all.